We're talking about women who don't have a choice.
If you're a survivor of sexual abuse, the new Adult Survivors Act gives you 1 year window to file suit. 1 year, so act now.
There was a young lady under the desk.
Julie's talking about experiences.
Giving Felito to the officer.
She did 22 years.
If they say no, if they shout out, if they report it, they face very grave consequences many times.
The bill signed by the governor today gives them 1 year to file.
They can come forth with their story without fear of retribution.
They were sexually abused, they lost their dignity, they lost their privacy, and their story is told here.
Hundreds of people who were formerly incarcerated have accused New York State employees, such as prison guards, of sexual abuse while in prison. They're not able to sue the state through the Adult Survivors Act, regardless of the statute of limitations. For Brut, I met with one of them.
I grew up in Flatbush, Brooklyn. When I was 14, I went to foster care. 22, I was in prison. So I had a lot of issues with trauma. I was incarcerated from the years 2002 to 2020. It's just like a place that people don't want to be, or I think people should be. When I was 2 years into my sentence, I wasn't even sentenced yet. I still thought I had a chance to go home possibly, but there was a woman and she told me that I would have a hard time because I don't listen. She said, Jennifer, you don't listen, you're gonna have a hard time, and if an officer tells you to get on your knees and suck his, you better do it, because if you don't, that's a ticket.
My name is Anna Call, and I'm a survivors' rights attorney. Bayview Correctional Facility was an all-women's prison in Chelsea, New York. During the time that it was open, you know, thousands of women were imprisoned there over the years, and they experienced what one can only imagine, a complete nightmare.
I was in prison, and it was unconsensual because I'm an inmate. I was an inmate. So no matter what, it's like 100% is always gonna be unconsensual.
They were desperate to go home, desperate to get back to their families, start their lives over. And what ended up happening was, during the time they were at Bayview, they were sexually assaulted by multiple correctional officers who were tasked with supervising them.
When it came to sexual assault, our laws were protecting the abusers more.
The challenge is letting them know that now is the time that they have to do something about it. But it's a limited window, it's a limited amount of time, and that's why this is so important. It's important that women know the rights that they have before they lose them again.
This is the ASA thing. High rates of sexual abuse of women in prison by officers is no secret. The new Adult Survivors Act gives you 1 year window to file suit. 1 year, so act now.
We sat down like here, right here in this office, and I had my laptop, and I was having her go through the intake, and I knew right away she qualified for the case and that we wanted to move forward. But my main goal was for her to feel comforted and safe, because it's such a vulnerable experience.
Like, it has been that people in my circumstance, we're kind of like, it feels like you're guilty of doing something wrong. So you don't want to like kind of, so it's a lot of that is like guilt, and like a lot of it, like you have to keep it like silent, because if you didn't, you will face more everything, more punishments behind it, period.
You know, so many of my clients tell me, I'm scared to talk about this because it traumatizes me. It's re-traumatizing every time I bring it up, every time I dig into that. So you're not alone in feeling that. And, you know, part of what we do here we're litigating your case with you and for you, but we're also here to support you, and that's a big part of the whole process.
It's very empowering, and that's why I want other women, other survivors, whoever, like, to just to know that they can be also empowered to even speak their story, because before we couldn't do that. So
you have so much that you can transform, and you're doing it, and we are privileged to sit and watch it happen. So thank you.
Are you okay?
yeah.
Let's get you a tissue. Yeah.
We good here?
Yeah.
Jennifer Faiku's case could take years to fully litigate and could be worth millions. The firm currently has over 250 cases similar to Jennifer's.
Julie, you want to come over here?
Yeah. I'm gonna do a TikTok today. Looks like we're 10 feet apart.
Okay.
He wasn't even gonna see me. That was funny.
Okay. Hello. Julie is reciting her poem today. It's called All I Ever Wanted. All right, Julie.
All I ever wanted was to be held. All I ever got was broken like a nutshell. All I ever wanted was to have a family. All I ever got was separated unconditionally. All I ever wanted was justice without a price. All I ever got was raped with a smile. All I ever got still lies in front of me. All I ever wanted was to be free. Then I landed in a place actually called prison, and behold the new me. Thank you.
Jennifer is a special client because she's a survivor. She's a fighter. She's turned something really awful that's happened to her into something very positive and constructive. Her continued outreach into the community of formerly incarcerated women, including currently incarcerated women, I think helps spread hope among those communities. She gives back to those communities, and she's always looking for a way to make herself a stronger, better person. I find that very admirable given her circumstances, and I'm hoping that in sharing her story, other similarly situated women can find hope in knowing that there is a chance for change, there is a chance for justice.